The night was thick with tension, the kind that settled deep into a man's bones. A shadow moved silently through the dimly lit corridors of Tesla's top-secret research facility. The hum of high-voltage energy pulsed through the air, but the intruder's footsteps made no sound. Inside a glass-walled office, Elon Musk leaned over a blueprint, his latest clean energy breakthrough, a battery that could store and distribute renewable energy with zero loss. If successful, it would shatter the fossil fuel industry overnight. That was why he was in danger. He heard it first. The almost imperceptible click of a suppressed gun. Then the cold weight of a silencer pressed against his skull. "You're playing with forces you don't understand, Musk," a voice whispered behind him. Before Musk could react, a second sound cut through the silence. A deep, sharp thud. The gunman collapsed, his body hitting the floor like a dropped rag doll. A tall figure stood in the doorway, his face concealed by the shifting shadows of the emergency lights. Keanu Reeves. He didn't say a word, just wiped the blood off his knife and looked down at Musk with the kind of gaze that said, "You're not dying tonight." Elon Musk's heart pounded in his chest as he looked at the lifeless body sprawled across the cold floor. The assassin's face was unfamiliar, but the message was clear. Someone powerful wanted him dead. He turned his gaze to the man who had just saved his life. Keanu Reeves stood in the doorway, his long coat still swaying from the sudden motion of his attack. He was dressed like a man who had seen war but refused to be a soldier anymore. His eyes, shadowed and piercing, held a silent weight. "Who the hell are you?" Musk demanded, backing away instinctively. Keanu didn't answer immediately. Instead, he crouched down, checking the dead man's pockets with practiced efficiency. He pulled out a black card with no name, just a symbol. A serpent coiled around a burning factory. Musk recognized it instantly. Tyrant Industries, a powerful, ruthless energy conglomerate. They were known for crushing any competition that threatened their monopoly on the global power grid. If they were sending assassins, it meant Musk's clean energy project wasn't just a threat. It was a declaration of war. "You have no idea how deep this goes," Keanu finally spoke, his voice calm but edged with something old, something personal. Musk narrowed his eyes. "And you do?" Keanu exhaled, almost as if debating whether to say more. Then he dropped the blood-stained card onto the floor, letting it land between them. "I know because I've been hunting these people for a long time," Keanu said, "and they took something from me that I can never get back." Musk stiffened. This wasn't just a man who saved his life out of goodwill. There was something more. "Why would you risk your life to protect me?" Musk asked, his voice low. Keanu finally looked him in the eye, his gaze unwavering. "Because you're the only one who can finish what I started." Musk felt a chill run down his spine. He had faced corporate espionage before, but this was different. Keanu wasn't just some mercenary. He wasn't here for money or favors. There was something deeply personal in his voice, something that hinted at pain buried beneath the surface. Musk took a cautious step closer. "What do you mean, finish what you started?" Keanu's jaw tightened. For a long moment, he said nothing. Then, with a sigh, he leaned against the desk, his hands pressing down as if steadying himself. 15 years ago, he started. A man named David Kessler was working on something similar to your clean energy project, a battery that could store limitless energy. He was an engineer, a visionary, and my closest friend. Musk's eyes flickered with recognition. "I've heard of Kessler. He died in an explosion at a prototype facility. Official reports said it was a freak accident," Keanu interrupted bitterly. "Yeah, that's what they wanted people to believe, but it wasn't an accident. It was murder." Musk's breath caught in his throat. Keanu continued, his voice quieter now. Tyrant Industries had too much to lose. They bribed, they threatened, and when Kessler refused to sell his invention, they silenced him. He clenched his fists. That explosion wasn't a failure, it was a message, and I spent the next decade trying to prove it. A heavy silence settled between them. Musk knew corporate sabotage was real. He had faced it countless times. But murder? You were in the military, Musk guessed. Black Ops? Keanu gave a small, bitter smirk. Something like that. He looked away. After Kessler died, I walked away from everything. My team, my career, my life. I thought I could disappear, but the ghosts followed me. Musk took a deep breath, his mind racing. And now, you think my project is the continuation of his work. Keanu's gaze met his, steady and unshakable. Not think, Musk, I know. And if they killed Kessler to stop him, they won't hesitate to do the same to you. Musk exhaled slowly. The weight of the situation pressed down on him like never before. This wasn't just about business anymore. This was a war, and Keanu Reeves was the only ally he had. Musk paced the room, his mind spinning like one of SpaceX's rocket engines. He had faced impossible odds before, colonizing Mars, revolutionizing transportation, defying Wall Street skeptics. But this was different. This wasn't about business. It was about survival. How many more of them are out there? He asked, glancing at the dead assassin on the floor. Keanu sighed, his fingers brushing over the hilt of his combat knife. Dozens, maybe more. Tyrant Industries has more than just money. They have men, contractors, hit squads, people trained to erase problems like you before the world even notices. Musk exhaled sharply. And you? Why are you still alive if you've been hunting them? A flicker of a smirk crossed Keanu's face. Because I don't make mistakes. Musk wasn't sure whether to be reassured or terrified. A knock at the door made them both freeze. Keanu moved like a ghost, positioning himself near the entrance, his hand on his gun. Musk swallowed hard and approached cautiously. He glanced at the security monitor. Grimes, his ex-girlfriend, the mother of his child. Musk quickly opened the door. Claire, this isn't a good... She barged in, her eyes filled with panic. Elon, what the hell is going on? I just got a call from someone saying you're in danger. Musk shot a glance at Keanu, who remained silent, watching her closely. Who called you? Musk asked. Grimes shook her head. I don't know. It was a blocked number, but the voice, it sounded desperate. She grabbed Musk's arm. Are you okay? Keanu tensed. We need to leave, now. Grimes turned to him, her eyes widening. Wait a minute, Keanu Reeves? Keanu ignored the question. Instead, he stepped to the window, peering into the streets below. His body stiffened. They're here, he murmured. Musk followed his gaze. 3 black SUVs had pulled up outside the Tesla facility. Men in dark suits were already stepping out, their movements deliberate, predatory. A kill squad. Keanu turned to Musk, his eyes cold and sharp. You wanted to change the world? Well, now the world is fighting back. Musk clenched his jaw. For the first time in his life, his innovation alone wouldn't be enough to win. He needed a warrior, and standing beside him, knife in one hand, gun in the other, was the deadliest man on the planet. Keanu took a breath, rolled his shoulders, and smiled. The kind of smile a man wears before he tears apart an army. Let's get to work. Keanu moved first. With inhuman speed, he crossed the room and turned off the lights, plunging them into darkness. Stay low, he ordered, his voice steady. Musk and Grimes crouched behind the desk as Keanu drew a sleek, custom-modified pistol from his coat. His every movement was calculated, like a man who had done this 1,000 times before. Outside, the SUV's doors slammed shut. Shadows moved across the parking lot. Through the blinds, Musk could see at least a dozen men in black tactical gear fanning out. "How did they find us so fast?" Musk whispered. Keanu didn't look away from the window. They were already watching. This wasn't just an assassination attempt. It was a warning. They want you scared enough to back off. Musk's fists clenched. He had faced government agencies, billionaires who despised him, and internet trolls who wanted him ruined. But this was war. A sharp bang shattered the silence as the front door was blown off its hinges. They were coming in. Keanu didn't hesitate. In a single fluid motion, he flicked the safety off his pistol and fired. 1, 2, 3 shots. The first man barely made it past the threshold before collapsing, a bullet clean through his forehead. Another crumpled with a hole in his chest. The third managed to fire off a shot before Keanu's bullet caught him midair, sending him crashing through a glass table. Musk's breath caught in his throat. He had seen Iron Man, John Wick, Jason Bourne, but this was real. Keanu barely reacted, already moving, already anticipating. More footsteps, more threats. He turned to Musk. "We need an escape route, now." Musk's mind raced. His facility was fortified, but these men weren't amateurs. The exits would be covered. The only way out was through his secret underground tunnel. He pointed toward a panel on the wall. "Behind that painting, a passage to the testing lab. It leads to my private Tesla prototype. It's armored." Keanu nodded. "Perfect. Go. I'll cover you." Musk hesitated. "You can't take all of them on alone." Keanu gave him a small smirk. "Watch me." Grimes grabbed Musk's arm. "Elon, move!" He snapped out of his trance and hurried toward the panel, pressing his palm against a hidden scanner. The painting slid aside, revealing a metal door. As it hissed open, a flurry of gunfire erupted behind them. A tactical knife flashed in his hand, slicing through an attacker's throat in a blur of motion. Another man swung at him. Keanu caught the punch, twisted the arm, and dislocated the shoulder with a sickening crack. A gunman raised his rifle. Keanu fired first. One shot, right between the eyes. The remaining enemies hesitated, fear creeping in. Keanu stood in the chaos, calm, controlled, unstoppable. His trench coat barely moved, his expression unreadable. And for the first time in Musk's life, he realized something. He wasn't just looking at an actor, he was looking at a ghost, a legend, a man who had come back from the dead to finish what he started. Keanu turned to Musk, his voice like steel. "Get to the car. I'll find you." Then, without hesitation, he charged into the gunfire. Musk's heart pounded as he and Grimes rushed into the tunnel, the metal door sliding shut behind them. The dim blue emergency lights cast eerie shadows along the underground corridor, leading them toward his Tesla prototype. Codename, Titan. Grimes gripped his arm. "Elon, he's outnumbered. We can't just leave him." Musk gritted his teeth. "He told us to go. And trust me, if there's one man who can survive that, it's him." The gunfire above had turned into a full-fledged war. Musk didn't know who Keanu really was before tonight, but now, watching him fight like a ghost from another world, he understood one thing. Keanu Reeves wasn't just protecting him. He was avenging something. As they ran deeper into the passage, Musk pressed a button on his smartwatch. The armored Tesla activated. Its doors slid open with a soft hiss, revealing an interior reinforced with military-grade tech, EMP shielding, and a reinforced AI-driven security system. Grimes slid into the passenger seat, breathing heavily. "I swear, if we survive this, I'm writing a song about it." Musk didn't answer. His mind was racing. Keanu was still up there, alone. He turned to the car's hollow display and hacked into the security cameras. The feed flickered, then stabilized. What he saw made his stomach twist. The Tesla facility was now a war zone. Smoke and bullet holes riddled the once pristine offices. Broken glass reflected the flashing muzzle fire of automatic rifles. And in the center of it all, Keanu Reeves. He moved like a shadow, his long coat flowing behind him. Every bullet fired at him seemed to miss by inches, his body twisting in ways that didn't seem human. He shot, reloaded, fought with his bare hands, an assassin, a warrior, a storm in human form. But even he couldn't fight forever. More men poured in. He ducked behind a pillar, breathing heavily, blood staining his sleeve. Musk clenched his jaw. He couldn't just sit here and watch. Elon, no. Grimes started, but Musk was already gripping the wheel. I'm not leaving him. With a slam on the accelerator, the armored Tesla roared to life. The tunnel exit blasted open, and in seconds, they were tearing through the underground garage, straight toward the battlefield. Keanu exhaled sharply, reloading his last magazine. 4 bullets left. The enemy had regrouped, forming a perimeter around him. One man barked orders into his radio. "He's pinned! Box him in!" Keanu took a breath. He had been in worse situations before, but something in his gut told him this was it. Then he heard it. A deep mechanical roar. The walls shook, the floor rumbled, and from the smoke, a monster emerged. The armored Tesla Titan crashed through the facility's front entrance like a battering ram, sending armed men flying on impact. The reinforced frame barely had a scratch. Inside, Musk grinned. "Hope you like the new model." Keanu wasted no time. He sprinted toward the car, firing off his last 4 bullets with surgical precision. 4 men dropped before they could even react. The survivors opened fire, but Musk activated the Tesla's pulse shield. A shockwave rippled outward, frying their weapons in an instant. EMP blast. Keanu slid across the hood like it was a scene out of an action movie, landing in the back seat just as Musk floored the accelerator. Tires screeched. Bullets ricocheted off the armored glass, and in a blinding burst of speed, they were gone. The city lights blurred past as Musk, Keanu, and Grimes sped through the highway, the Tesla's auto-evasion system dodging pursuit drones in real time. Silence filled the car. The only sound was Keanu's controlled breathing, his fingers pressing against the wound on his arm. Musk glanced at him through the rearview mirror. "You okay?" Keanu looked out the window, his jaw tight. This was just the beginning. Musk frowned. "They'll come after me again, won't they?" Keanu's eyes met his. "Not just you. Everyone connected to your project. This isn't about money anymore, Elon. Tyrant Industries is protecting something bigger." Grimes turned, fear in her eyes. "Like what?" Keanu looked away. Secrets buried deep enough to kill for... Musk gripped the wheel tighter. He had started this project to change the world. Now it seemed the world was fighting back. But this time, he wasn't alone. Keanu Reeves was by his side. And the war had only just begun. The Tesla Titan sped through the neon-lit highways of Los Angeles, cutting through the night like a ghost. Inside, the silence was thick. Musk's fingers tightened on the steering wheel. His mind was spinning. His clean energy project was meant to revolutionize the world. Instead, it had painted a target on his back, and now he was sitting next to the one man who seemed to know exactly why. Keanu was staring out the window, lost in thought. Blood soaked his sleeve, but he didn't seem to care. He had been quiet since their escape. Musk finally broke the silence. "Who are they really, Keanu?" "Tyrant Industries? Who runs them?" Keanu exhaled. "A ghost?" Grimes frowned. "What do you mean?" Keanu turned to them, his voice quiet but heavy. "I spent years trying to track them down. They don't operate like a normal corporation. No official board members, no public records. Just endless shell companies, fake identities, and offshore accounts." Musk shook his head. "That doesn't make sense. If they're that powerful, Why come after me so directly?" Keanu's expression darkened. "Because your project, the arc reactor, is the first real threat to their empire. You're not just building clean energy, you're building freedom from the industries they control. Fossil fuels, defense contracts, pharmaceuticals, everything they own dies the second your project succeeds." Musk's jaw clenched. He had suspected something like this, but hearing it out loud made it real. Grimes' voice trembled. "But what do you have to do with all this? Why are you helping Elon?" Keanu hesitated. His fingers brushed over a silver pendant hanging from his neck, one Musk hadn't noticed before. He finally spoke, his voice lower now. "Because I've lost someone to them before." Musk and Grimes exchanged a glance. Keanu stared ahead, his gaze distant. "Years ago, my best friend was a scientist, a genius like you. He worked on a prototype that could eliminate fossil fuel dependency. It was going to change the world." Musk's heart pounded. "What happened to him?" Keanu's eyes darkened. "He was murdered by the same people trying to kill you now." The weight of those words hung in the air. Musk swallowed hard. "Your friend, who was he?" Keanu's grip on the pendant tightened. His voice was barely a whisper. "His name was David Kovacs." Musk's blood ran cold. David Kovacs was a name he knew. He had read about him years ago, a brilliant scientist who had mysteriously died in an industrial accident while working on a revolutionary clean energy device. The reports said it was a gas explosion, a tragic accident. But now, staring at Keanu, Musk knew the truth. It wasn't an accident. It was murder. And now they were coming for him. Musk inhaled sharply, his mind racing. He wasn't just fighting for his company anymore. He was fighting against the same people who had stolen the future once before. Keanu turned to him, his voice firm. "We don't have much time. They'll come again, stronger this time. We need to go underground." Musk smirked slightly. "You mean literally?" Keanu nodded. "You have a backup lab, a place where no one can track you. We need to go there." Musk hesitated. Only 3 people knew about his hidden research facility deep beneath Nevada's deserts. If Keanu knew about it, that meant Musk exhaled. "You really have been watching me, haven't you?" Keanu smirked. "Not just me. There are others. People who believe in what you're building." Musk raised an eyebrow. "Others?" Keanu nodded. "A hidden network, ex-intelligence, scientists, engineers, people who've lost everything because of Tyrant Industries. They've been waiting for a chance to strike back. Your project is that chance." Musk stared at him, feeling something he hadn't in a long time. Purpose. For years, he had fought to push humanity forward, to make the impossible possible. But now, for the first time, he realized this wasn't just about innovation, it was about revolution. Musk smirked. "All right, Keanu, let's take this fight underground." Keanu nodded. "Then let's move, before they find us first." Musk gripped the wheel and floored the accelerator. The war had only just begun. The Tesla Titan tore through the desert at breakneck speed, kicking up clouds of dust under the moonlit sky. Miles away from any city, civilization faded into nothingness. Inside the car, the tension was thick. Musk's hands gripped the wheel. Grimes, still shaken, stared at the barren landscape outside. Keanu sat in the back, silent as ever, his eyes constantly scanning the horizon, looking for threats. Musk pressed a button on the dashboard. "Verify identity." A soft beep followed, then an automated voice. "Elon Musk detected. Welcome to Safehouse Aegis." The ground beneath them rumbled. Ahead, the seemingly endless stretch of desert split open. The sand shifted as a massive underground entrance began to rise from the earth. A hidden tunnel, completely invisible to satellites, emerged, wide enough for the Titan to drive through. Grimes exhaled in disbelief. Jesus, Elon, what the hell is this place? Musk smirked. Insurance. Keanu's expression remained unreadable, but there was a glint of approval in his eyes. The Tesla rolled into the tunnel as the entrance sealed shut behind them, burying them under layers of reinforced steel, shielding them from the outside world. They were officially off the grid. The underground facility was massive. Dozens of engineers, scientists, and AI-controlled drones worked in silence. The walls were lined with cutting-edge technology, holographic displays, robotic arms assembling unknown devices, and quantum computing terminals. But the centerpiece of it all? A massive reactor encased in reinforced glass, pulsing with a faint blue glow. Grimes stepped forward, her voice barely above a whisper. "Is that the arc reactor?" Musk nodded. "Prototype Alpha." Keanu walked toward the reactor, his face unreadable. "How close is it to being finished?" Musk exhaled. "A few months, maybe weeks if we push hard." Keanu turned to face him, his voice steady. "You don't have months. Tyrant Industries won't stop. They'll send everything they have to bury this place." Musk frowned. "Then we need to finish it first." He turned to his lead scientist, a woman in her late 50s with sharp eyes and an even sharper mind. Dr. Evelyn Cho. "Evelyn, we're accelerating the timeline. Can we push this reactor to full capacity?" Dr. Cho hesitated. "Theoretically, yes, but we'd need to risk a live test. No simulations, no fail-safes." Grimes looked at Musk. "That sounds insane even for you." Musk smirked. "Innovation isn't safe, it's war." Keanu crossed his arms. "Then we fight." Just as the team began preparations, a red alert blared across the facility. "Security breach detected." Musk turned to the control panel. "How?" "We're underground." The hollow screen flickered. Then a video feed popped up. A shadowy figure appeared, a man in a sleek suit, sitting in an elegant, dimly lit office. His face was partially obscured, but his cold blue eyes shone through the darkness. Musk's blood ran cold. The man smirked. "Mr. Musk, I do hope you're enjoying your last few hours of freedom." Keanu stiffened, his fingers curled into fists. He knew that voice. Victor Langley, CEO of Tyrant Industries, the man responsible for David Kovach's death. And now the man who was coming for all of them. Musk's jaw tightened. "How did you find us?" Langley chuckled. "You can hide underground, Musk, but you forget, I own the air, the satellites, the networks. You think you're off the grid? You're still playing in my world." His smile faded. "But this ends tonight." The feed cut out. A new alarm blared. "Incoming drones detected. Missile locked." Keanu exhaled sharply. "They're here." Musk turned to Dr. Cho. "Get that reactor online. Now." Keanu stepped forward, pulling out a custom pistol and a combat knife. He cracked his neck. "Looks like we're making a stand." Musk smirked. "Let's give them a show." The underground base shook as the attack began, and the war for the future officially started. The underground facility trembled as explosions erupted above. Tyrant Industries' assault drones rained hellfire on the desert, hammering the hidden entrance with precision strikes. The reinforced structure held, for now. Musk, Grimes, Keanu, and Dr. Cho sprinted toward the central control room. On the massive holographic display, red blips flooded the screen, dozens of enemy drones, attack squads, and armored vehicles approaching the site. Dr. Cho's fingers flew over the keyboard. "They've got a bunker-busting missile. If it reaches us, we're dead." Musk clenched his jaw. "Keanu?" Keanu's eyes were locked on the screen. "I need a gun." Musk tapped a panel. The wall shifted, revealing an arsenal: automatic rifles, pulse weapons, EMP grenades, and a sleek black katana. Keanu grabbed the katana first, Then a modified pulse rifle. His movements were swift, practiced. This wasn't his first war. Musk turned to the security system. His fingers moved fast as he rerouted the facility's defense turrets. "We have automated sentries at the outer perimeter. Not enough to stop them, but it'll slow them down." Grimes's voice was shaky. "And what about the missile?" Keanu locked the rifle. "I'll handle it." Musk looked at him. "That missile is air-to-ground, and it's already locked on. How exactly do you plan to stop it?" Keanu smirked. "I'll improvise." Without another word, he turned and sprinted toward the launch bay. As Keanu reached the top level, the emergency blast doors were already being breached. Sparks flew as cutting lasers carved into the steel. Keanu took cover behind a crate, eyes locked on the door. 5, 4, 3... Boom! The doors blasted inward, sending shockwaves through the corridor. Black armored operatives flooded in, weapons raised. Keanu moved like a ghost. Before they could react, he rolled forward, slicing upward with the katana. The first soldier fell before he even pulled the trigger. The second raised his rifle, too slow. Keanu's pistol barked twice, dropping him. He leapt behind cover as the rest opened fire, bullets shredding the crates around him. 1 against 10. Keanu exhaled. Perfect odds. He launched forward, weaving between bullets with surgical precision. A gun was knocked aside, a wrist was snapped, a throat was crushed. Within seconds, the corridor was silent. The missile launcher was now in sight, a massive turret system mounted onto a Tyrant Industries war drone. It was still charging, but once fired, it would burrow through the bunker like a spear through flesh. Keanu grabbed an EMP grenade. 1 shot, no second chances. Click, throw. The grenade arced through the air, landing directly onto the missile drone. Boom! The explosion sent shockwaves across the battlefield. The war drone short-circuited, sparks flying as its systems collapsed. The missile? Disabled. Keanu exhaled, one crisis averted. But then, a new warning blared across the facility. Musk's voice came through the comms, frantic. "Keanu, get back here. Langley's not just sending drones, he's coming himself." Keanu's eyes narrowed. Victor Langley, the man who had ordered David Kovac's murder, the ghost who had hunted him for years. Now he was coming for Musk. Keanu tightened his grip on the katana. "Then let's end this." Keanu sprinted back toward the central lab, his breath controlled, his body moving like a machine built for war. Behind him, the wreckage of Tyrant Industries' elite strike team burned. Musk's voice crackled through the comms. "Keanu, Langley's inbound. ETA, 2 minutes." Keanu's grip tightened on the katana. 2 minutes. That was all the time he had to prepare. Inside the underground lab, Grimes and Dr. Cho frantically worked on stabilizing the arc reactor. The reactor's blue glow pulsed faster. It was alive but still fragile. Musk turned to Keanu as he entered. "I've shut down all external comms. They can't hack us anymore, but we're still trapped in here. Any ideas?" Keanu looked around. The facility was built for research, not combat, but Musk was a problem solver, a disruptor. That was his weapon. Keanu pointed at the arc reactor. "Can it be overloaded?" Dr. Cho's eyes widened. "You mean as a weapon?" Musk's lips curled into a small, dangerous grin. "Oh, now we're thinking." The reinforced elevator slammed open. Victor Langley stepped inside. Dressed in an immaculate black suit, he looked untouched by the chaos unfolding above. His ice-blue eyes surveyed the lab with disdainful amusement. Behind him stood 5 of the deadliest operatives on Earth. Black armor, no insignias, no names. Ghosts. Langley's voice was smooth, mocking. Elon Musk, the man who thought he could change the world. Musk folded his arms. Victor Langley, the man who's been bleeding it dry. Langley chuckled. "You and I aren't so different, Musk. visionaries, but the difference is, his eyes flickered toward the arc reactor. I build things that last. You build fairy tales. Keanu stepped forward. The katana gleamed in the cold light. Langley smirked. And, of course, the drifter. I was hoping we'd meet again. Keanu's voice was like steel. You murdered David Kovacs. Langley shrugged. Ah, yes, Kovacs. A brilliant man, but he didn't understand the game. You're playing in my world, Reeves. You should have stayed dead. Keanu took another step. I thought the same about you. Langley sighed, almost bored. He snapped his fingers. His operatives raised their weapons. Keanu didn't wait. He moved first. Keanu vanished. One moment he was in front of Musk. The next, he was between the guards. A blade whispered through the air. The first man collapsed. Gunfire erupted. Keanu moved like smoke, dodging, twisting, 1 shot, 2 shots. A gun was stolen, turned against its owner. Another down. Langley stepped back, watching with a calm, detached expression. His remaining men fanned out, surrounding Keanu in a perfect kill zone. Keanu exhaled. They think they've won. He flicked a small metal sphere from his belt. Langley's eyes narrowed. EMP? Keanu smirked. Better. He threw it into the arc reactor. Boom! The reactor surged. Not an explosion, but a pulse of pure energy. The guards' advanced weaponry fried instantly. Their visors cracked. Their suits locked up. Keanu didn't hesitate. The next 5 seconds were death. Langley stepped back, alone now. His elite force lay in ruins. Keanu turned to face him. Langley smiled. A cold, empty smile. Go ahead, he said. End it. Keanu lifted the katana. The tip gleamed inches from Langley's throat. The air was thick with silence. Keanu's eyes flickered. Memories? David Kovacs laughing, hopeful. David Kovacs lying in a pool of blood. The years of running, the years of waiting. Musk and Grimes watched, holding their breath. Langley's smirk widened. You can't, can you? Keanu's grip tightened. This man deserved to die. But then he remembered something else. David's last words. Don't fight the past, Keanu. Build the future. Keanu exhaled, slowly, and then he lowered the blade. Langley's smirk faltered. Keanu turned to Musk. You want to change the world? Expose him. Musk's eyes lit up. Oh, I can do that. His fingers danced across the hollow terminal. A single button press, a signal burst into the skies. Langley's crimes, his operations, his secrets broadcasted to the world. By sunrise, the world knew the truth. Tyrant Industries collapsed overnight. Arrests followed. Every corrupt official, every hidden agent, brought into the light. Langley? Gone. Disappeared. But Musk wasn't worried. He'll resurface, and when he does, he turned to Keanu. Keanu simply nodded. I'll be waiting. The arc reactor was completed. Humanity had its future. Keanu Reeves walked away, a ghost once more. And Elon Musk? He smiled, because this was just the beginning, the end, for now.